the administration still debating taking executive action on immigration?
I mean, we've been clear about this. The bottom line is the best way to have moved forward on dealing with immigration, dealing with the border challenges that we're seeing, was for Republicans to have gotten out of the way, not let the former president tell them what to do, and actually move forward with a bipartisan proposal that came out of the Senate. That would have been the toughest, the fairest way to have moved forward with dealing with our immigration. As it relates to an executive action, that we believe that's the best way to do that. No executive action would have been able to have the impact that bipartisan proposal would have had. We're always going to look at and evaluate everything, but we just have not made a decision on that. I refer you to the campaign on that specific.
Can you tell us generally whether you know if the president thinks there's, legitimacy behind some of the main reasons that Phillips decided to run for president? Concerns about the president's age, concerns that he is a vulnerable general election candidate. Is that something you've ever spoken to him about?
And I would say this, as it relates to part of your question, the president has been very clear. He's been very honest about his age. He knows that. He makes jokes about it, right? He makes jokes about his friend Jimmy Madison, right? He gets that. But this is also a president that has gotten done more in the last 3 years than most presidents have in their 2 terms of presidency. And that is what we've seen from the data.
In 2020, when the president won, in his victory speech, he thanked black voters for their outsized role in his historic win. He said that he would have their backs. Obviously, polling and anecdotal reporting shows that a significant number of black voters still feel that the president hasn't completely had their backs or have not felt the impacts of this administration's policies. How much of this speech does the president see as an opportunity to lay out what he believes he has done to have the backs of black Americans?
So look, we understand that it's complicated, right? In the sense of what the American people have gone through the last 3 years. This is why the State of the Union is going to be so critical, so important, because the president gets to lay that out. It gives the president an opportunity to speak to that. And so that's important. But to the beginning of your question about 2020 and the promise that the president has made, he did make a promise, and he has done everything that he can to keep that promise. That piece of legislation, only Democrats voted for it. So the president's taken action. We understand that it's complicated. It's going to take some time for everyone to see what this president has been able to do. The State of the Union is a perfect opportunity to be super. No, wait. Every time I say that, everyone gets a little upset that I say that. But I'm going to try and answer your question. But I just have to be super mindful here. I mean, that's just how it works here. I'm a federal employee. There's something called the Hatch Act. Got to be mindful. And so, look,